I'm over here today at George Humphrey's, a lifelong friend of the family. I promised George I would come over here and get some videos of his hot rods. I remember him showing up with a new hot rod every day. It seemed like when we were little kids, and he's got this, what is it, a 63 Corvette?
63 Corvette Roadster, yeah. It's got a 2003 LS1 Corvette engine in it. And for those of you that don't know what an LS1 motor is, it's all aluminum, roller cam, roller rockers, all the high-tech racing stuff. And this one puts out about 400 horse. And I think we're gonna, somewhere along the line, get it on film screeching down the street. But I've had this car 2 years, and I bought it with this engine in it, but basically the car was, well, I bought it off of eBay under project cars because it needed help. So anyway, I tore it apart last winter, and I ripped the entire suspension out from under it, cleaned the whole bottom side. I took the engine and cleaned it off with mostly Eastwood products that I use, so that might help Eastwood out. But degreasers, what have you, and cleaned the motor all up, and of course I detailed it out quite a bit. And so anyway, I put, for those of you that don't know about these old Corvettes, this is considered a mid-year, 63 to 67. And they were considered C2 Corvettes. And from 53 to 62 were C1 Corvettes. So from 68, I think 72, somewhere around there, were C3, and then beyond that were C4. So what I did is, on most of these old cars, these Vettes, the frame is exactly the same, almost identical. So what I did is I put a really good C4 road suspension system in this, what they call a model spring in the back, and coil springs, shocks, struts. I put a Flaming River, another good company, that I bought a rack and pinion steering from, and changed it over to rack and pinion steering. And this system is called a Hydro Boost braking system. Instead of using the vacuum off the engine, it uses the power steering fluid, which is pumped back to the master cylinder here, and there's actually a piston inside. So when I step on, or when I push the brakes, because I use hand controls to drive it, it's actually pushing a piston against the fluid. So then I added a nice aluminum radiator, which has made a big change in the way temperature run. The car runs all day at about 180, so that's good. I added this radiator core support that holds the radiator here, this black thing. In 1963, when this car was new, it was originally a fuel-injected car, and this core support has a hole in it. And that hole was for a snorkel to come up and feed the fuel injection. And only the fuel-injected cars had this core support with a hole. All the other ones didn't have the hole in it. So I used that original hole, and I routed fresh air up to the engine, because the fresher the air that goes in this engine, the more horsepower it makes. And the car also has side pipe exhaust. Right now, this going into fall of 2015, it's still a work in progress. This winter comes interior and paint, and good Lord willing, next year Hog and Son can come back and get another picture of it with some nice mag wheels, tires, new paint job, and that's the route I'm taking with it. And I guess the reason maybe some of you wonder what I'm doing in the wheelchair is, well, I did burn this foot, but I'm in the wheelchair because I was wounded in Vietnam in 1969. And just a goofy situation. So anyway, but cars have been a blessing to me. I was always attracted to cars before I got hurt, and I'm 70, going on 72 years old here in a few months, and I mean, when I finish this one, I'm already thinking about doing another one. You know, not another Corvette, but I'd like to do a 65 Mustang Fastback.
You're anxious to take it for a spin, ain't you, George?
Well, it's always fun to drive.
Let me get a close-up here
Yeah.
of this.
Well, now, I'm sure some of you wonder.
George, you've been getting around real well ever since I known you, so
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I'm slowing down though, you know. So, but how? Well, number one, how do I get in the car? That I'll show you. And then what do I do with the wheelchair? And I'm going to show you what that too. So, getting in might be a little bit cumbersome with this booty I've got on my right foot. So,
But it ain't gonna slow you down, is it?
no, it won't. It just gets in the way a little bit. I get my right leg up on the seat, and then my left down on the floor, and then I go. The right knee bends, and of course these are the hand controls. Down is gas and forward is brake. So now I'll show you what I do with the chair. Take it. If you lift up this part, that would be where the convertible top would go, which this car does have a convertible top, and it has a hard top also. But I took the convertible top out because I learned this years ago, as this is like the 8th 63, 67 Corvette I've owned in my life. And so I take this chair, and the wheels got these pins. So just pull the wheel off. So I'll put the one wheel down here. Lay it over here on this side, and pull the other wheel off. And I'll lay that over here too. Then this frame is.
This looks like a nice one. What do you got, Joe? Titanium?
It's titanium, yeah. It compliments the United States government, and the American people have been good to me since I got hurt. So I'm not a complaining vet. But anyway, it only weighs about 25 pounds. So I pick it up and I set it in the back here. And I have to wrestle it around a little bit, but get it back there. And I take the wheels, put them back there, and one armrest did come off, so I'll put that back there. And then I close it. I close the door, and then to start the car, I said I use a hand control, and that's 400 horse LS1 motor.
Sounds pretty good, George.